Greyson Chance became a viral sensation when he was just in grade school. He took a couple of years off of music. He's back. He's coming to Market Days in Chicago. He came out. There is so much to talk to him about. And first of all, Greyson, I want to say, what does the city of Chicago mean to you?
Well, first off, thank you so much for having me. And Chicago means a lot. I have been doing music now for 11 years. And so in that process of being a musician for 11 years, I think I've played Chicago probably, it's had to be past 10 times. So the city means a lot to me. It's always a place where I can go and see a lot of familiar faces and people that I love, and people that have been coming to my shows for a long time. And so it's a city that always inspires me, and I always love playing there.
A couple of questions I want to ask you about the city. New album, Trophies, that just recently came out. There is a track on there, High Waisted, and Chicago gets name checked right off the top. How did that come about? And tell us a little bit about that.
Well, so on my last record, Portraits, we actually shot all of the album artwork in Chicago, with one of my dear friends since I was 14 or 15, Broderick Bauman, who was a previous Chicago native. And so him and I, we had worked on a lot of the visual of Portraits in Chicago. And I had this song called Lakeshore that was, obviously very inspired by, by that view and by that sunset and all the things that happened there. And so my sort of intention with throwing that in High Waisted was just sort of to kind of bring the fans back into my world, back into the new record.
And you took time off of music. You went to school, and then you decided to do things on your own terms. Have fans come up to you or said anything to you, over social media as far as how that was an inspiration?
Yeah, I have a really honest dialogue with the people that listen to my music and come to my shows. And I think what they are able to understand more than anybody else is that, what I went through as a kid was so amazing and so unique and interesting and had all these things, but it was also difficult to put a kid through that too, right? So by 18 years old, I was just a little sort of disillusioned. I needed to figure out, what my next move was. And what I always tell my fans is that, you have to do what's good for yourself. It doesn't make you selfish. It doesn't make you self-centered. You have to be able to prioritize your own mental health, your own mental well-being. And so that's what I did. And I really had no intentions of coming back to music, which is so crazy to think about. But I needed that time to sort of reflect and to sort of just be a fan of music again after spending so many years in the industry. And so I think that they understand, and I hope that they do, that was me prioritizing myself and my well-being. And I always encourage people to do that.
And something else that that helped your well-being as well too was coming out and living your authentic self. And it was one of those things where I think a lot of people are scared or don't know the reaction. But the fact that you are going back to your home state to do Pride events, you're coming to Market Days in Chicagoland. How's that feeling been for you? And was it anything that you ever expected that you could feel?
Yeah, I remember, I came out to my friends and family way before coming out publicly. And I remember having this fear of what it was going to be like on the other side of the public arena, right? Of, what would people think? I remember being worried about, would people actually take the music seriously, or would it just be, oh, this is a gay artist. That's what he's known for. That's his thing. And, now I think I've realized that there's so much progress that has happened, even from when I was a kid in the industry starting out. And it's just a dream come true. This year I played or I headlined a Pride Fest show in Oklahoma City, which is my hometown, which is a place that I never thought would have an event like that before. And now, we're coming to Market Days. It's just these things I have to pinch myself sometimes and to say, wow, this is actually real life. But my journey was something where it took me a little bit of a minute to figure out exactly how I wanted to do it, how I wanted to say it. But I'm glad I took that time. And again, too, it's not about following a trend or following a narrative. It's about really realizing that your story is individualistic and kind of just following that. And so, yeah, this right now is just all a dream come true.
Now, someone you've had as a mentor and an inspiration, Lady Gaga, especially since the very beginning of when we all got to know your name, and especially like for me, like I love the way that she reinvents herself. She has a
Yeah.
pop album, and then she's playing jazz standards, and then she's in a movie, and then she's winning it out. Like it's just there's always so many different things you never know what to expect. And I did see some videos where you are covering not paparazzi, but you are covering another song on tour. Might we be able to hear that at Market Days?
I think so. I looked at it on the set list last night and I said, should I play that or should I do something else? And now that you're telling me you like it, yeah, we'll do the Gaga song.
That's going to be amazing. Now, as far as her mentoring you, what has she heard? The brand new record, and are you guys still in contact?
She has always been somebody that has been around and has been there to really sort of, I think, encourage me through some really kind of dark moments in my career and moments in my career where I really wanted to, throw in the towel in a serious way. And I think she's always been an advocate for me of just really sort of making sure I'm happy, making sure I'm healthy, making sure I'm good to heart, because I think she saw me as a kid going through everything that I was going through. And so I'm not sure if she's heard Trophies. I hope that she has, but I'm going to see her on Thursday, so maybe I'll have to ask her.
That was the other thing. You're in New York City right now. She's playing us two intimate shows there with Tony Bennett for the release of their brand new album. How does she still inspire you as far as music wise goes?
I mean, I think any good artist has to study Gaga because she is literally like, what's the joke on Twitter? It's she understood the assignment. She has understood the assignment time and time again. And I think what that assignment is be intentional, be purposeful with your art, and sing really, really good. And if you can do that, then the world is kind of your oyster. So I continue to study her work and to be inspired by her. And she's just, there's no one like LG. It's incredible.
Now, as far as Market Days goes, I mean, there's so many other headlining art. We have Trixie Mattel, we've got Todrick Hall, we've got some 80s, 90s throwbacks. Lisa, Jody Watley, CeCe Peniston. Are you able to see some of the other acts, or is it just you got to go there? And are you a fan of anybody else who you're trying to see while you're in Chicago?
I haven't seen Trixie in so long, and so I'm hoping to say hello. But the nature of these things is it's usually very in and out. But I think for this weekend, I have a little more time. So, and I really just want to say hello to Chicago as well and to my fans there. The last show that I played before COVID was actually in Chicago. So this is going to be a really special sort of homecoming show.